Good morning, everyone. This is Srikant Rajan, and welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast from MPIinvest.com. Coming to market yesterday, it was expiry, and as expected, the market was continuously volatile. And in fact, at one point of time, it was it broke 18,000 and went down all the way to 1,700, and from there recovered and closed just at 18,000. But of course, the weighted average brought it down and brought the closing to 17,992, which is below 18,000. So 18,000 has been broken. 18,000, the major support has been broken. But then yesterday was the expiry, so it could be attributed to that as well. But one thing to note here is that yesterday both the institutionals were on the selling side. Yes, the FIS have sold for almost 1,450 crores, while the DIIs also sold for about 150 crores. So it was net selling by both the institutions, which actually led to such a big fall. Now, when both the institutions are selling, of course, that's kind of a point of concern, right? So of course, one thing that we know is that US market is actually influencing a lot on the Indian market, and US markets are in trouble. So one thing that we were discussing about is always the inflation in the US and the interest rates that is being hiked in the US by Federal Reserve every now and then. So now what has happened is, of course, the Federal Reserve monetary policy meeting that happened in December, the minutes were out day before yesterday, and from there we could see the market continuing to fall. So what happened in the meeting is what we discussed yesterday already, that they are continuing to rise and they don't want to give any dovish stance, which could actually probably lead the market to a bigger or a higher inflation. So right now the inflation is kind of getting into control, or at least it has peaked out in the US and it's kind of reducing. So that is a sign, that is a good sign. But what is happening is yesterday, after the Indian markets closed, when the US market opened, one thing that was to observe, the private organization which came out with the jobs data says that the jobs data is strong. That means, still it has not gone down as expected. So this could, be right, but of course the official data is to come from the government today. So that today evening after Indian markets close. So this is actually going to give some fear, because if the jobs data comes out strong, this is a non-farm payroll data, which is called the jobs data, which is important data in the US. So if this comes strong, there are chances that the US market can fall further. Now, one important thing that needs to note is US markets are now close to their 52-week low again. So if at all this is broken, then there are chances this could actually may lead a major fall. So that is something which is of course to be watched. So like we always discuss, we only anticipate the market and we just go with the flow of the market and make money with that. So right now the markets are looking kind of, I would say, a make or break kind of situation. So one thing is that either since US markets are close to the 52-week low, it could take a support and rise up, or it could see further fall and which could see a breakdown. So if you see yesterday again the Tesla was down in the US market. So again Apple was trying to recover kind of yesterday, but then overall it was a negative sentiment. We could see all the indices in the US market closing in the red. So, but one interesting thing that we need to note is European markets continue to be mixed. In fact, European markets were continuously rising. Yesterday also FTSE has actually gone up and closed above 1%. If you look at Asian markets today, Asian markets are also moving up after the Dow futures started moving up this morning. So in fact, in spite of the fall, today the Dow futures were kind of seeing a relief rally and trying to come up, and same sentiment is seen in the Asian markets as well. If you look at SGX Nifty has actually opened down, and in fact it is a down, which is indicating probably a flat to slightly gap down opening. So as of now, of course, SGX Nifty numbers are totally different from what is happening in the Indian Nifty. So that is something which cannot give a proper level. But then, of course, we might see a small gap down opening today. So what I feel is probably, as soon as if at all there's a gap down opening, there would be people who are actually sitting with some profit in the shorts that they've done yesterday. So that could actually lead the market to slightly rise But then from there, by end of the day, because the important jobs data is coming up, a lot of traders like us will actually kind of reduce our positions in the market, which could actually see some sell-off by end of the day. So, of course, one of the most important thing is to see how the evening closes, because many a times these institutions get some inside news, and that could actually change the way the market actually behaves. So, if at all there is something positive, probably then we could see a big rise in the end of the day. But then, if that is negative, then probably we could see a big fall. So, a big fall would be probably an indication that things may not be great. But then one important thing to note is next week we have the result season starting in India. So of course that would be a major focus, because if the results, like I've been telling you, generally Indian market is not that much affected by all these problems in the US, but still Indian markets are kind of overreacting at times. So today also it felt like it was a little overreacting yesterday in the market. So we need to see how the market actually reacts, because right now as the market, many a times we have seen that after it comes to around 18,000 levels, there is a good buying by retailers, and if the DIAs join along with them, then there are chances that we could see a market to rise. So of course it is a good time to keep adding good stocks. So yesterday one more important thing was the major fall was led by the Bajaj twins, Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance. So what happened is, there is a kind of concerns on the valuations by people. The company is strong, company is doing really good fundamentally, they are strong. But probably as the price actually gone up so much, people must have thought of booking profit, and each of them was down more than 5%. So this also led to some weakness in the market. So one more thing is, of course, the first expiry of Thursday. But one good thing among all this, I would say, in spite of the week being so volatile, we at MPA family at Gold Club have actually closed the week with more than 1% profit. So that was something good to start in all this, negative news. And that's a great start to the year, I would say. So yes, things are going well at MPA family. If you're not a part of the MPA family, do join us quickly. Just go to the website mentioned here and register yourself, or send a WhatsApp message on the number mentioned here, and our team will help you join the community and start investing and trading with us. And let's do it together and make money together. So that's it for now. It's a weekend. Let us discuss more about the market on the Sunday meeting, which is exclusive to MPA family members. So let us discuss more on that. As of now, wish you all a happy weekend. Let's catch up on Monday with the next podcast. So with that, this is Srikant Rajan signing off. But before we leave, do remember to press the like button, that of course motivates us, and do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. So goodbye. Have a great day.